Turning now to President Trump delivering the commencement address at U.S. Military Academy at West Point. The president praising the cadets, calling them, quote, graduates of the golden age of America. His speech, though, comes at a pivotal time as commander-in-chief as he demands changes from West Point to the Pentagon over DEI policies and escalates his showdown with private educational institutions. That includes Harvard University, the Ivy League school winning a temporary reprieve on Friday when a federal judge blocked the administration from barring foreign students at Harvard. To break this all down and look ahead is senior White House correspondent Selena Wang. So Selena, what did President Trump highlight in his speech and what has been the reaction thus far?
Hey, Morgan. Well, the president, he congratulated the graduating cadets and praised them for choosing this life of service. But he also used that speech as a chance to tout his America First agenda, also slamming his predecessors for what he's calling, quote, nation building crusades. The president also highlighted his purge of diversity, equity, and inclusion programs across the U.S. military. Now, in his first few days of his second term, President Trump had signed an executive order ending DEI programs in the armed forces. Now, some former West Point teachers as well as military members have been criticizing the president's moves. And I just spoke with a former West Point professor who actually resigned from his position in protest. Take a listen to what he told me.
These orders are to indoctrinate, not educate. They're telling us what to think and what to think about. That's not appropriate, and we shouldn't be doing it.
He also told me that he believes this administration is attacking academic freedoms. He said he felt his role at West Point was no longer tenable since he wasn't able to pursue the research or the questions that he found critical.
Well, to that point, let's go there. Let's zoom in on that, Selena, because we saw that federal judge in Boston issue that temporary restraining order in favor of Harvard. But what's the latest in this ongoing battle with that institution and what happens from here?
Yeah, so the battle between Harvard and President Trump has been dramatically escalating, and the Trump administration had banned Harvard from enrolling international students, and the Department of Homeland Security said that existing foreign students needed to either transfer or lose their legal status. So Harvard then immediately sued the administration, calling this unlawful. A federal judge, as you mentioned, then siding with Harvard, temporarily blocking the administration's moves. Now, this means that Harvard's around 7,000 international students, about a quarter of its student body. It means their futures right now hang in the balance, with a hearing on this scheduled for next week. This comes after Harvard already had sued the Trump administration for blocking more than $2 billion in federal funding to the university after Harvard refused to comply with the government's demands to change its admissions policies and end all of its DEI programs.
Yeah, certainly all eyes on that hearing. While I have you, Selena, looking ahead to Memorial Day tomorrow, what do we know about President Trump marking the day, and what more do we know about that upcoming military parade?
So it's tradition for presidents to commemorate Memorial Day on hallowed grounds. And tomorrow, President Trump, he's going to be going to Arlington National Cemetery, where he'll be participating in a wreath-laying ceremony. And looking ahead to that military parade, it's planned for June 14th. This is for the Army's 250th anniversary. It also happens to coincide with President Trump's birthday. It's expected to include thousands of soldiers, tanks, armored vehicles, parachute jumps, concerts, fireworks, and NFL players. Now, Trump, he had also tried to hold a grand military parade during his first term, but it was scrapped after it was estimated to cost more than $90 million. Now, we don't know how much this parade is going to cost this year, but it is expected to be steep. The White House says this is a chance to celebrate our country's heroes who are keeping us safe.
All right, Selena Wang reporting. Thank you so much.